Look at what's happening. The Democrats are not even acknowledging the cabinet right now. I just don't remember that being standard. At least they would get up and shake their hands.
Just the visual here that
they're not engaging. This is not a pathway forward to bipartisanship.
Our Washington correspondent Annalise Nielsen has been watching along. She joins us live there from Capitol Hill with her analysis. Annalise, you've sat through many a Trump address over the recent years. How did this one stack up? What did you make of the tone he struck there on Capitol Hill and the big announcements?
Look, that was long. We are used to Donald Trump doing some long addresses, and I think from the records for what he's done for his other address to joint Congress and his other 3 State of the Unions, this was by far the longest. But what was notable was just how much friction was in the room. This has been a kind of a modern phenomenon that there's been protests. It started with someone calling out a member of Congress from South Carolina to Barack Obama during the State of the Union, saying "you lie," and that was seen as so provocative at the time in 2013. This one was just rabble in the room, and we saw a representative from Texas, Al Green, literally forced out of the room when he was yelling in protest about Medicaid. And he's also really repeating this line that we're hearing from Democrats as their key attack line against Donald Trump at the moment, where they're saying that he doesn't have a mandate. And the argument that they mount to make that claim is to say that he only has a very narrow margin by which he won the popular vote, and only a very narrow margin in the House of Representatives, so he doesn't have a mandate to do all these big changes. That really is just a very, very strange approach to take at the moment. He saw an increase in the majority of counties across the country. I think it was over 90%. He has a big mandate from the fact he won the popular vote in every swing state, and he does have control through the Republican Party in the House of Representatives and the Senate. So this is, I think, indicative of just how fractured the Democrats are at the moment. They don't know what their attack plans are. They don't know how to come together to mount a particular argument, and what they do is just protest. And so we saw them holding up signs, which you're not supposed to do in Congress. It's against the rules in the chamber. We saw more people shouting and people walking out during Donald Trump speaking. And it paused at the beginning, but then he knew how to kind of make fun of it. And I think that really helped him regroup the room behind what he was saying and just move on so he could get through his address. But there wasn't much news broken in that. The news that they'd detained and are transporting back the terrorist who's responsible for killing the 13 service members at Abbey Gate during that disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. That's obviously a significant development, and I think the first time any of those service members would have been mentioned in an official address like that. And also just the mention of Ukraine, the fact he didn't make news is news in and of itself. The fact he said that he'd received a letter from Zelensky echoing what Zelensky posted to Twitter and in a video message, which was framed to be an apology, even if it wasn't quite considered the apology that the Republicans want after the Oval Office stoush. The fact Trump raised it and then left it hanging, it leaves them in the box seat again for making those negotiations about critical minerals, which is going to be the big thing for the US to come back to the table with Ukraine.